Yes, I mean, I think pretty much everybody gets trolled because I think it's the trend now to just, go out and say what you want to say. Karina was trolled, and she gave it off to a troll because I mean they kept commenting on her page, calling her Buddhi or whatever. And then actually, I was very happy to be working with ShahRukh, and I was very happy to be working with YRF, and it just it was a film that I know ShahRukh worked really very hard on. In effect, on my career, unfortunately, it did. Being so just down to earth, it's just when you're with him in a room, it's just like he's just like you or me.
So Waluscha, hello and welcome to Bollywood Now. Firstly, I would like to मतलब आपकी तारीफ करना चाहूंगी बिकॉज हमेशा आपको जब भी देखती हूँ यू आर लाइक फ्रेश एज डेजी, हमेशा हंसते रहते हो. सबसे पहले तो जानना चाहूंगी कि इस मुस्कुराहट के पीछे का राज क्या है.
Well, I guess it's just great things are happening as far as work is concerned. आजकल जो भी कर रही हूँ मैं, whether it was Crackdown और आज Escape Live, उसके लिए मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार मिल रहा है, from people, the reactions from the audience and from critics. So it's just been a good time, and I have all the reasons to smile. So it's like I said, it's a good phase. It's a good time for an actor as well because OTT has opened doors like never before. Directors are thinking out of the box. Some really great content for women in a way where they don't even sort of box you into a particular role. So whatever I'm doing, I'm playing such different characters, so different from each other, that it just gives you a lot of gratification and satisfaction at the end of the day.
पूजा, जैसे कि आपने मेंशन किया कि बहुत सारा प्यार आपको मिल रहा है, आपके कैरेक्टर्स को बहुत तारीफें मिल रही है, तो हाउ डज इट फील कि इतना रिएक्शन आता है, अप्रिसिएशन जब आपको आपके फैंस से मिलता है, लोगों से मिलता है?
How does it feel? तो momentarily के लिए वो I mean you get very happy and you get very excited, but with me I get very nervous very quickly because then I think, okay, now they have liked this character, ab kya? Now next I have to give them a little more and raise the bar so that I'm appreciated in the next series that I'm doing. So it helps you because it makes you happy. Yes, you have, there's a lot of hard work that goes into any series or film. So it's great that you get that kind of love and appreciation for the work that you put in. But very quickly that fades away because then you think, now what can I give my fans? They've loved me in this. Now I need to live up to that, and give them something different or give them something more.
तो वरुषा, as you mentioned कि आपको आपके फैंस को ट्रीट देना पसंद है, एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग ऑन कैरेक्टर्स एंड मच मोर. सो एक क्या एक थॉट प्रोसेस होता है कि इस कैरेक्टर को आप जब चूज करते हो तो व्हाट इज द थॉट प्रोसेस एंड किस कैरेक्टर, किस टाइप के कैरेक्टर्स को आप ज्यादा बड़े पर्दे पर निभाना पसंद करते हो?
So it really is about the story, and does the story appeal to you, and does the character appeal to you? Character, does it have a graph? As an artist, am I able to show my art through a storytelling? So for me, it's that. Whether it was Crackdown, where I played a negative role, I just loved it because I heard the story. It was very thrilling and very exciting. And my character from the beginning was this very sweet lady. And then she just turned around to be like, a terrorist and it's a negative role. So I thought people would not imagine me playing negative, and that is what did happen. So it was a risk that I took, and that paid off. When Escape Life came to me, and my character Jia Bose, she was a modern day boss lady, somebody who knows what it takes to keep her company going. Although she also has her soft spots because she is a mother, so she does have that compassion. But when it comes to her business, it's all about business, so somebody who calls the shots in literally a man's world. So it was exciting for me to play that, that power that you have, that's bestowed, that's given to you by this director. So I had a lot of fun bossing around all my actors, telling them, yahan aa jao, go here, do this, do that. So it was a lot of fun doing that as well.
आपका एक डायलॉग है कि we are in a business of entertainment and escape life is full about social media. तो वरुषा हम लोग देखते हैं कि अभी जितना एक सेलिब्रिटी सोशल मीडिया पर फेमस है उतने ही जो आम लोग हैं दे मेक रील्स दे मेक वीडियोस एंड ऑल उतने ही फेमस है. So what do you think कि सोशल मीडिया पर है ना, why is it so important कि you have to be on social media? Is it that?
I don't think it's very important, but it depends on each person really. I as a person am very private. I'm very so I'm not very active on social media, and not to say that that's a good thing, because to be seen, to be heard, yes, one uses a social platform. For me, I use my social platform more to announce the work that I'm doing, or to talk about the work that I'm doing, and not really otherwise. But a lot of influencers, a lot of people out there, making some great content that they're putting out there. Yes, there is a very thin line, but over the last 3 years, we've developed a very intense relationship with social media. I mean, I'm sure even you will have, there was a point where we could not have conversations with people. We couldn't leave our homes, and the only connection with the outside world was social media. So all of us took to it, and I think that's going to stay. That's become a huge part of who we are, to a point where it does get toxic, because we are okay to lock ourselves in a room and virtually be speaking to people, or virtually having these relationships with people. So it's strange, and it's strange, it's scary as well. It needs to be used in a healthy way. We need to understand where, okay, now this is becoming unhealthy. I'm getting hooked on to cyberspace. It's like a different space altogether. Sometimes we're conversing with people and you don't even know what that person looks like. So it's strange and scary, and I don't think I've come to accept it. Although even I have a relationship with social media, yes, of course, even I was on it. But again, it could be a space that is negative, which in my experience, I did see over the 3 years. I think there was a lot of pent up frustration. We were going through a hard time as people only, as one world. We were going through a very tough time. And I think a lot of people use that space to take out their frustrations. Some people just wanted to say something to get probably a reaction, but it did become a very negative space for a while. I think now it's better, but it did have a very negative period.
तो सर जैसे कि आपने मेंशन किया कि नेगेटिविटी एंड टॉक्सिसिटी जो होता है उनसे, हैव यू एवर कम अक्रॉस सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग कि सोशल मीडिया पर ट्रोलिंग जो हम कहते हैं कि आमतौर पर ट्रोलिंग किया जाता है विदाउट एनी रीजन, कोई रीजन नहीं होता है, कुछ नहीं, people just want to bash many stars and all that. Have you been through this, and what is your take about people trolling many stars on social media?
Yes, I mean, I think pretty much everybody gets trolled, because I think it's the trend now to just go out and say what you want to say to just about anybody, and that's it's silly, I feel. Very recently, I know Kareena was trolled, and she gave it off to a troll, because I mean, they kept commenting on her page, calling her buddhi or whatever, and then she was quite I guess after a point, who are these people? So the thing is, the way I deal with it is, yes, of course, I have trolls on my page as well. There are people who say a lot of things, but these are all untrue things. So they don't know who Waluscha is. They don't know, they don't have insight into my life or into my private life, because I am very private as a person, and I'd like to keep my life that way. So there was a point where it did affect me to say, like, these people don't know who I am. So how are you making a comment on who I am and what I do? And do you even know the work that I've done? Do you know nothing about me? It did affect me. And then I realized that, these are just people making a noise to get that reaction. And you give that reaction and they feel, we've got the reaction we wanted. So now I've stopped reading it. I've just stopped reading it. So I just don't go anywhere close to even paying any sort of attention to these people, because I think that's what they want. They want attention, and that the fact that you and me are even talking about it today is already satisfying that audience that wants us to talk about it. So I give it no importance at all, because I think there's enough of people who are positive. There are not enough of good people, and I'll feed from that as opposed to, feed from the negative.
Waluscha, on that note, आपकी सीरीज का वो डायलॉग है कि how are you escaping your life from dull and the darkness and the negativity?
How am I escaping? Sorry?
The dullness and darkness of your life.
Oh, how do I escape? Oh, the thing is with me, I'm very outdoorsy. So I like to do, because I come from Goa. So for me, everything I do, I like to do a lot of sports. I play tennis. I keep myself busy with Pilates. So I do a lot of, I work out a lot, and I play sports, because I feel that keeps your mind busy. Physically, you stay fit, and physically fit means mentally fit. And that's that whole, it just works out well. So I think the best way to escape all the negativity, escape all the craziness that we go through, is to just physically and mentally keep yourself really busy and therefore happy.
Yeah, I guess this is your mantra.
It's worked for me so far. So maybe I'll have to change it later in life, but for now it's working.
वलुषा, आपने अपने करियर में बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर्स प्ले किए हैं, बहुत सारे सॉन्ग्स प्ले किए हैं. पीपल आर रिकॉग्नाइजिंग यू, पीपल आर लविंग यू फॉर योर वर्क. टॉकिंग अबाउट योर करियर, आपने शाहरुख खान के साथ फैन में काम किया था, बट देन इन अ इंटरव्यू यू मेंशन कि इट समवे अफेक्टेड योर फ्यूचर वर्क बिकॉज़ वो काम नहीं करी बॉक्स ऑफिस पे. व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से ऑन दैट?
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate, actually. I was very happy to be working with ShahRukh, and I was very happy to be working with YRF, and it was a film that I know ShahRukh worked really very hard on, and it was really sad that the audience somehow just didn't accept it in the way that we thought they would. It didn't make the numbers that we expected it to, and that did have a trickling effect, I think, on pretty much, I can't speak for the others, but it did have an effect on my career. Unfortunately, it did. They say when a film is successful, then everybody associated with the film, that success trickles down to everybody. So I guess it's the same when it doesn't do so well. And I did have that phase where, right before Fan was releasing, I saw a very different energy and a very different vibe, whether it came to, the audience of fans or media. And then I saw the reaction post Fan. And it's sad in a way. It's devastating in a way. But I think the point is to just continue to believe in yourself. Yes, the work did suffer at that time. I got things that were not so exciting. But it was a period I just had to lay low and continue to believe in myself. It's a little difficult at that point. But I said no to work that didn't excite me, because there was things that were coming were not so exciting anymore, while the conversations just before were a lot more exciting. So it was a tough time, but then I think and I hope that I found my groove post Crackdown. That was my digital debut, and I mean, everybody loved Garima Kalra. Also, I picked that because it was so different from Fan. So I strategically picked something that broke me away from who I was, opposite ShahRukh in Fan. So I did that in a way, hoping that it would pay off, and it really did. So.
Yeah, also, Waluscha, other than ShahRukh Khan, you have worked with Salman also, and reports are that you are going to work in one more project with him. So how was it working with him? और क्या किस नए project की announcement होने वाली है जल्दी?
The thing is, each of these people, I mean, I've worked with ShahRukh. previously to Fan, we did done this Pepsi commercial together. Then we done Fan together. I've done a song for the South with Mohanlal sir as well, and then working with Salman. I think that what I take from each of these mega stars is that nothing comes easy. You got to work so hard and be so dedicated. Each of these people completely different from the other, also in so many ways. Just Salman being so just down to earth. It's just when you're with him in a room, it's just like he's just like you or me. He's just one of those very, very simple people, and he lives his life very simply. And then you have Mohanlal sir, who again is so humble, such a mega star, and you just do. It doesn't come across that he is that. He's just so very humble. Then you have, of course, ShahRukh, who's such a family man who only and always spoke about, his kids, and it's amazing to see this. And then you say, what is that? What is that makes them this? And it's just that hard work. It's just that, this is what I want, and I am not going to leave any stone unturned. And it really pays off, So I try to inculcate that with my work. Once I've taken on a project, everything else will take a back seat. I will work really very diligently and hard. Everything else takes a back seat. My friends, everything, I will meet you, we will sit and we will chat, but it will be post the project that I'm doing. So I've tried to inculcate what I've learned, the most common thing from all of them, which is hard work.
Yeah, of course, Waluscha. Also, before moving on to one fun segment, I would like to know कि आपके upcoming projects क्या होने वाले हैं, and where are we going to see Waluscha?
Well, you definitely see Waluscha playing different avatars for sure on the OTT space. There's film space as well. One thing for sure is you're going to see me play very different characters from the ones I've played before. The ones that I can talk about right now, I can definitely talk to you about Crackdown Season 2, which is highly awaited by the audience because it was received so well. It was loved. It did really well. So yes, Garima Kalra will be coming back with the Season 2. I've done a film with Abbas Mastan, a thriller, of course, something that again I'm looking forward to. Some other work that's all going to be out in 2022, but for now I can only speak about these two projects. The rest we will have to do another interview for.
I'm sure it will be a treat for many of your fans.